The recording has begun. This is day 3, week 14. Again, day 3, week 14 of our journey together. And I'm definitely grateful that you have joined us. We are going to begin right where we left off with the homework. And the question was the following. Another fishing boat sails west at a distance of 5.8 kilometers from Lighthouse P. Calculate the length west from Lighthouse P that would be on the drawing. And I hope I didn't exo that. Oh my. I exo that from yesterday, our drawing from yesterday. Oh, there it is. Good, perfect. Oh, okay, I feel so much better. Okay, so I didn't exo those, so that's good. So let's use that drawing to answer this question. Okay, so here we are. Another fishing boat sails west at a distance of 5.8 kilometers from Lighthouse P. Okay, so this is Lighthouse P. Another boat sails west from Lighthouse P, from here. Calculate the length from P that will be on the scale drawing. Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, that was one of my students. Go ahead. I am home. Okay. 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 Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about
Say multiply. Um, how would you multiply? So let's take a good look at this, right? Um, another fishing boat sails west. We know what west is, right? Remember, if you look at the compass, right? It is never, ever smoke weed, right? So NESW. So west is this way, all right? So another fishing boat sails west of 5.8 kilometers from Lighthouse P. So we got to start at which lighthouse?
Lighthouse P.
Lighthouse P.
P.
Very good. And then when we start at Lighthouse P, then we have to sail in which direction?
West.
Yes,
West.
west.
So
Very
that's
good.
fishing boat B.
Right? And so, yeah, this is the next fishing boat. I mean, they didn't tell us what to call it. They just say
Fish
that
boat C must see.
they didn't tell us what fishing boat to call it, but it says that it goes a distance of 5.8 kilometers. So we gotta move over. Now remember, if we had our ruler, we could have drawn precisely 5.8 centimeters. I mean, no, we gotta be careful. Oh, okay, I see what they're saying. They're saying that it goes 5.8 kilometers, not centimeters. So remember, one centimeter equals to 0.5 kilometers. So okay, that's what they're trying to say. So we know that we have kilometers, right? No, let's start off with centimeters. Someone is asking to join, you know. Basically, they're asking us to convert it. So if we look carefully, um, we have kilometers, not kilometers. I write kilometers again. We have centimeters, 2 kilometers. So we have centimeters, 2 kilometers, right? And so we know that 1 centimeter, right, is equivalent to 0.5 kilometers, right? That's true. 1 centimeter is equivalent to 0.5 kilometers. And so if we have 5.8 kilometers, how much centimeters is that? That's the question. All right. And so here, we know we have to cross multiply. All right. And so we have 1 times 5.8, which is simply 5.8. And we have x times 0.5, which is 0.5x. Okay. And so we got to divide both sides by what?
0.5.
0.5. All right. And so we have to cancel out. So x is going to be equal to 5.8 divided by 0.5. And so what is 5.8 divided by 0.5?
11.6.
That's Lionel.
That's Lionel. How you know it's Lionel?
He waiting for you to the vitamin.
You able to see that?
No, he texted me.
He texts you or Lionel get your number? Ooh,
No,
wow.
no.
Wow. I need to ask Lionel. I need to talk to Lionel. Hey Lionel. Hey Lionel.
Good day.
How's your day? How's the day going, Lionel?
Something happened. I know something happened.
What
What
you mean?
happened? I know
What
something happened.
what happened?
No. Something happened.
What happened? What happened,
If I
Lionel?
see people giving out that eyes, I know something happened.
What happened? Nothing happened. I just asked how's your day.
Something
Are
happened.
you guilty? What happened?
Okay, I can see them recording things.
Oh, wow. Are you guilty, Lionel? What happened? I just asked how's your day. Wow.
Nah, man.
Do you love education? Do you love to learn?
Oh yeah, and I have the work to send you for yesterday too.
That's fine. So you love to learn, Lionel?
Mr. BT,
Anyways, Mr. Petit, we could switch it.
Cooper, what happened? Cooper, what happened?
Mr. Petit, we could put
So x is equal to what?
11.6.
11.6.
Mr. Petit, line one, know what happened?
Lionel know what happened. Keep him on the edge. He need to be on the edge.
He answered me. I don't know.
He need to be on the edge. I know. Tell me what you think happened, Lionel.
I don't know. When I joined, all I had was Lionel.
All right. Okay. So it's 11.6 centimeters. So this length, the new line that we must draw. I mean, they didn't tell us to draw it, but um, they just want us to figure out its length. They didn't tell us to draw it. So all they're saying is that using this scale, right? Knowing that 1 centimeter equals 0.5 kilometers, seeing that we know that, then figure out what is the length of west from Lido's Peak if we know that the distance is 5.8 kilometers. All right. And so they're just saying that, hey, if you know how much kilometers it is, tell us how much centimeters it will be. All right.
You can even draw that on this little guy.
We can. It'll just be 11.6 centimeters, and that's pretty long. So it'll
So
be,
that's how it could fit.
it'll be.
Or you don't have to draw it on it.
You don't have to draw it. They didn't tell us to draw it, but it'll be pretty long.
Oh, I keep thinking it go into a fishing boat beat, but it just.
No, it's just going west.
Okay.
And that would make sense, right? Because if we have 11.6 centimeters and we divide it by 2, divide this by 2, what do you get?
Divide by 2, Mr. T.
11.6 centimeters by 2, what do you get?
Yep.
What do you get?
5.8.
Yeah, you should get 5.8.
I mean, yeah.
All right, so that's the idea. Any questions on this? How we got this?
Also.
This question like confusing.
It's confusing?
Yeah.
What's confusing about it?
What's up, D?
Yes, sir.
Can you go over it one more time, please?
What's confusing about it, Juan? Or you just want me to go over it again?
Yeah, go over it, please.
Okay, no problem. All right, so this is what we call like, you know, when you're doing ratios. So the idea is that they're saying we know that 1 centimeters equal to 0.5 kilometers based on this scale. That's what we know. So they're saying, using that information, if I tell you that this new line or this new distance of this boat is 5.8, if you know that's 5.8 kilometers, how much centimeters would that be, right? That you would need to represent this 5.8 kilometers, right? So you know 1 centimeter is 0.5 kilometers. So if you have 5.8 kilometers, how much centimeters would that be? All right. And so since we don't know what it is, we just use x. And so therefore what we do here, we cross multiply. So we multiply the x by the 0.5. They give us the 0.5x. We multiply the 5.8 by the 1. They give us the 5.8 here. Then we try to find the value of x. So we divide both sides by 0.5. And when we divide both sides by 0.5, we get that when we cancel out, and so we had that 5.8 divided by 0.5 is equal to x. And so we know that if we have 11.6 centimeters, that would be equal to 5.8 kilometers. Right? That's the idea. So we need 11.6 centimeters to give us 5.8 kilometers. All right. I mean, it's pretty straightforward because all they're saying is that.
All right, I understand that part, right? But
yeah,
where, like, in the question, where's the key word to let us know, like, that's what they want us to do?
Okay. Well, they say calculate the length. That's the first thing, like I underlined length. So you know you're looking for a distance. Now the question is, in what units should your length be, right? They tell us because they say west from Lighthouse Peak that this would be on the scale drawing. So when they say on the scale drawing, that means that it can't be kilometers because kilometers can't fit on no scale drawing. You see what I'm saying? It'd have to be in centimeters. So what the question basically amounts to is that, hey, we give it to you in kilometers. Tell us what it is in centimeters. You see what I'm saying, Juan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Facility, if we do 5. Wait.
I mean, the question is very simple, you know, because look, all they're saying is, look, for if you have 1 centimeters, that's half. Half of it is going to be the kilometer value. If you have 2 centimeters, what's going to be the kilometer value?
Facility,
Wait. If you have 1 centimeters, what's the kilometer value for 1 centimeters?
0.5.
0.5, which is half of 1. If you have 2 centimeters, what's the kilometer value? If you have 2 centimeters.
0.2.
1.
1,
Oh.
half of 2, right? If you have 3 centimeters, what's the kilometer value?
1.5.
1.5. If you have 4 centimeters, what's the kilometer value?
2.
2.
2. Very good. So it's always half of the kilometer value is always half of the centimeter value. You see what I'm saying? So what the question basically is saying is that what can I half to get 5.8? And it's exactly 11.6 because half of 11.6 is 5.8. All right? That's basically what they're saying.
So, Mr. T, like, how they already see the question and know what they have to do. So, like, instead of doing all that working, like, they could just do 5.8 times 2 and they would get full marks or no?
Yes, you could do it times 2. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's 11.6. But that's what we did though. 5.8 divided by 0.5 is 5.8 times 2.
Oh.
That's exactly what it is because remember what is 0.5? 0.5 is, so it's 5.8 divided by a half, right? But what is that? 5.8 times what? 2 over 1
Well,
is simply 11.6. So all we did was multiply. Okay. All right, any other questions before we move on? Okay, I guess we saw it on.
no.
Okay, that's good.
That was the last part of that question.
That's the last part of this question, yes.
Okay.
Oh, I thought my students come here to learn. Wow. Why? That's I thought you come here to learn.
Wow. All right then. All right then. All right.
Kennedy put a fast one on me. I thought Kennedy is studious. I love my books and only love my books and.
It could be friends though, Mr. Petit.
Yes, exactly. This is for school.
Oh, no.
We ain't like that.
So, Mr. Petit, if I get Kennedy number and text her, I ain't like a friend thing.
Oh man, you know that's dying the same thing.
Oh, wow.
All right, let's do this question. Let's get back to school. Next, I gotta let Nancy do a lecture for y'all. Nancy, ready for the lecture? Lecture my children, please, about focusness at school, please, because they distracted.
I'm confused. What is the he trying to say?
Nothing.
I thinking the same thing, you know.
I know slow man.
All right, in the first 8 days, all right, let's go back to it. In the first 8 days of the month of May, the rainfall was 15 millimeters, 5 millimeters, 0 millimeters. So this would happen in day 1. Day 2 it was 5 millimeters. Day 3 it was 0 millimeters. What does that mean if it's 0?
No rain.
No rain, right? Didn't rain. 11 millimeters, 5 millimeters, 6 millimeters, 15 millimeters, and 5 millimeters. This is for the first 8 days of May. Okay, so no rain. Well, a lot of rain in the month of May? All right, isn't it May is Mother's Day or something like that? Or Father's Day? Which one is it?
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Also, Father's Day on May.
May is Mother's Day on the 12th.
Okay. Boy, she said that with power, boy. She said it. she said that. She said that
I
like.
jump, I
She said
jump
like.
out of my.
She's like, boy, y'all don't forget. Don't forget. Don't forget. All right. Write down the modal value, the modal rainfall. So remember what mode is. Mode is,
The
and
number that touch the most.
some of my students got confused because of the word modal. They say, oh, in the exam, that exam was so dumb. They had modal instead of mode. Ha 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 ha. Like,
They
Ain't
call
no way.
it exam down.
like, what?
You serious?
It's so serious. I was like, what?
You cannot be serious, Mr. Petit.
I guess I'm back to the exam down.
I was like, wow, Dre. Wow. It's like, boy,
Nah, that was dumb.
that exam was so confusing. They had modal instead of mode.
Please tell me they think of it as mode, right? And they get the answer.
Boy, these asking this, they thought it was mean.
Well, motto.
Lionel, you're gonna go pity, boy.
They fail. They get you.
Mode means, okay, the mode, let me just make sure you're all clear on this. The mode, also called, let's see.
Mr. Petit, we know that now.
Yeah. Also called modal value is the what? The most popular
Most.
what? Value in the data set. Lionel ain't easy, boy. Value in the data set. Alright, so we need to figure the one that occurs the most. Now there could be multiple modes, you don't have to just be one, but whatever one or ones that occurs the most, then that's the mode. That's what we mean by mode. Alright, and they could also call it modal, for your information. Okay, so alright, so which one is the mode or the modal value?
5 and 15.
You look like, because 15 occurs
5 only.
5 only, you think 5? Yeah, 5 only.
But 5 come 3 times.
5 come 3 times.
5.
Yeah, 5 come 1.
Oh, I blind.
2, 3. You better buy 5 classes before this exam.
Mr. Petit, I swear you only saw 2.
Yeah, I thought I saw 2 first until he pointed
One
out.
of them.
Alright, so answer is 5 millimeters. That's the modal rainfall. Alright, can we move on?
Yes, sir.
Hold on.
Yes, sir.
Hold on.
No problem. While we have a break, So Lionel, why you pull a fast one on me?
Mr. BT, you talking to me?
Yes, sir. Yes, you.
Oh,
You
what I
distracted.
do? My mommy was beating me. What you talking about?
You distracted.
I don't understand what I do because my mommy was beating me at that time.
You distracted about a lot of things.
Mr. BT, you
That's a two line on B.
what I do?
You distracted.
No, don't be worse than Nancy. Come on, man. What I ever do to y'all?
I'm trying to figure out what I do.
I leave Nancy on break for the day. We've been at it for Nancy for like 14 weeks. We gotta give her at least 1 day break. We on Lionel case today.
Wait, what?
Lionel and Kennedy. Boy.
No. Oh, wow.
Ah, wow. Wow. It's crazy.
Mr. BT, you can go back to more, please. I need to write down.
Oh, you can't focus now. I have to go back.
No. I only have to circle something. I saw something circled earlier.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I just was trying to figure out which one was which. And you don't have to circle the 5 millimeters. I just was trying to count how much, not the 5, sorry. You don't have to circle the 15. I just was trying to figure out which one it was. Um, so this is 5. So start with 5. 1, 2, and 3. All right.
Oh, I done.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so calculate. This one is pretty easy. This is calculate the mean daily rainfall. You should be pretty familiar with this, right?
No,
What do
so
we do?
Yes, sir.
Lionel, you say no?
that's Cuckoo said no.
Yeah, right. Leave Cooper alone. Cooper is a good girl. And I can't spare on nobody because today I get surprised.
Oh, I is a good person.
15, 5 millimeters plus 0 millimeters. So we're gonna 5 millimeters. Sorry, 15 millimeters, 5 millimeters, 0 millimeters, 11 millimeters plus 5 millimeters plus so 15, 5, 0, 11, 5, 6 plus 15 millimeters plus 5. I hope I write that word properly. Again, 15, 5, 0, 11, 5, 6, 15, and 5. Good. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So remember for mean, remember how we do with mean? We add up all of the numbers, right? And then we divide it by the number that we have, the number of data values that we have. Okay, so let me make sure this written properly before. No, no, no. Let's do it like this. Good. That's better. So we get when we add all of them.
I got 62.
Yeah, I got 62.
62. Multitasking name is Kennedy. Texting um and adding at the same time. Okay.
Oh Lord.
Texting with one hand, adding with the next hand. Boy, y'all seriously. Hey. 6, 15, and 5. Yeah, I got 62 too. Okay. Now we want to divide it by 8, right? What we get when we divide it by 8?
7.75.
Okay. Fine.
7.75.
Wow. She's beyond point these days.
Don't come for that much now.
All right. Okay.
So I put the 7.75 again.
Oh my goodness. That is guessing wrong.
I thought. Look like you ain't paying attention, Mr. T. What you
That's
doing?
the exam, Mr. Petit.
That's exactly.
What you doing, Mr. Petit?
What I doing? They trying to get like line up.
I actually watching you.
They trying to get like line up, man.
Why me?
All right.
Mr. Petit, we can't round that.
No, we shouldn't round it. We should not round it. Don't round it. That's a good question.
My teacher is smart. When we don't round up.
It depends, because here they want the mean, right? They want the mean, so you wouldn't round the mean. That's precise, and it's only the 2 decimal places. You wouldn't round it.
Okay.
Something like, what we round? You typically only round when they tell you round, especially for national exams. You only round when they tell you round, except for like if you're doing like, this is a good one. If you're doing like angles, if you're trying to find them, it's an angle. This is particularly for my Bgcse students. BJC, they don't typically, if they ask you to round, don't round. But for Bgcse, when you're trying to find them, it's an angle using sine rule or trig ratios. You end up with a long thing when you put that thing in sine, and so rounded to 2 decimal places always. All right. So that's good. And then so what else? Now we want the median rainfall. Okay. But Miss Kennedy, you see what type of questions they asking in Bgcse stuff? You think not fair? You went through 12 years of school and they asking you about mean, median, and mode.
She mad at you.
No, she distracted. She's still texting, see? Notice how in Lionel, he ain't talking. Quiet.
What?
Be quiet.
Oh, yeah, right here.
Be quiet. Plan on the next date.
Okay, the median.
You're taking this too far, Mr. Petit. No. No.
I try to figure out, Lionel, how you get Kennedy number? How?
How did I get Cooper profile? I mean,
how you get Kennedy number?
How did I get Cooper in my DM?
Oh, you get Cooper too. Oh wow.
That's cap.
No. She got my number too. Yeah. We bringing you with you.
That's a different.
Oh, two of them have my message. She's talking about Mississippi.
Wow. So we got Nancy in this too? Nancy.
Oh my gosh.
No, they only alert me like when I don't come to class. They ask like why I haven't come to class.
Oh.
Exactly.
Mr. Petit.
In case you know, Mr. PT just be like, sometimes he's asking me and be like, what? Any of y'all know why Lionel didn't come to class? I know you just be like that, but sometimes Johnny tell me that too.
Yeah.
Remember?
Wow, he got Cooper number. He got.
Let's go on. Mr. Petit, I text this boy one time. Asked him. I say, why you come to class or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I say. That's
over the break. No, that was in the break. When I was in Freeport, he texted me and asked me like, "What happened to Miss Petito?" or something like that. When you
Yeah, I
you
asked him
at
that.
the end class, yeah.
Actually, what you think happened to Mr. PT?
Yeah, that's the only time I don't have big conversations like him and Kennedy.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Only talk about school.
Oh wow, y'all crazy. Anyway, median. How do we do median?
You put it down from least to greatest and find the middle one.
Yeah, I get the middle number.
Very good. So 0, 5, 5, 5, then 6, then what? Then 11. Then what? What else?
15.
15 and 15, yeah. 0, 5, 5, 5, 6, 11, 15 and 15. That's highest. That's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
But we have two middle numbers.
What do we do if we have two middle numbers?
And you gotta
add it and divided by 2.
Yeah. Okay, so let's connect them. So it's gonna be those two combined with each other. Then these two combine with each other. Then these two combine with each other. And these two are the ones that are in the middle. So once we have them like that, we gotta calculate the mean of those two values. So the median rainfall. So if you have two numbers in the middle, you always add them and then divide them by 2. I'm trying to find the median. But if you just add 1 in the middle, then that would be your median, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So median rainfall is gonna be equal to 5 millimeters plus 6 millimeters, all divided by 2. What is 5 plus 6?
11.
11. What is 11 divided by 2?
5.5. 5.5.
Yeah?
5.5.
5.5. 5.5
millimeters.
So it's the median rainfall.
5.5.
Good. Notice I put the units.
Oh.
Yeah. You say
Yes, sir.
Millimeters. 5.5 millimeters.
Yeah, millimeters. That's important because they ask us for the median rainfall. So here they they are applying application of the mean, median, and mode. So we are applying the mean, median, and mode idea to rainfall, to investigation of rainfall. They also do it when they're doing grades, you know. We also do it when we're doing I've seen it with grades. I've seen it with weights. I've seen it with shoe sizes. They also are applying mean, median, and mode to a lot of stuff. A lot of different examples. So
Which paper is it?
paper 2, 2019, Bgcse though.
Oh, never mind.
Y'all on could be as simple as this too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. These type of questions comes on both papers.
So why they put these easy questions on their paper?
That's what I'm saying.
Imagine them getting it wrong though.
Exactly. Imagine them getting. All right. So, but that's what it is. So there's no excuse to not get an A. Okay. It did not rain on any of the other days. Huh. It did not rain on any of the other days of the month of May. Calculate the mean daily rain for the entire month of May. This is where you need to think and use your brain. Okay, and this is where general knowledge comes into play. You know, general knowledge comes into play. So
Mr. Petit, if it didn't rain any day, wouldn't it just be 0 over 8 or something?
well, close. It says calculate the mean daily rainfall for the entire month if it did not rain on any of the other days of the month of May. So remember, it rained. Excuse me. It rained for the first day, the second day. Didn't rain on the third day. Rain on the fourth day, the fifth day, the sixth day, the seventh day, and the eighth day. So remember, we need to take into account this. But for the other ones, for the other days, we cannot take them into account. So remember, the mean is going to be the addition of all the rainfalls that we had divided by the number of days. And so what we need to do is we need to remember how much days in the month of May. How many days in the month of May? That's general.
You asking us or you
Yeah,
just?
I'm asking you. How many days in the month of May?
Let me go check. 31. Yeah, 31.
31 or 30 or 29?
Hold on, I gotta go.
31.
Okay, you're going to calculate.
Yeah, 31.
Yeah.
31.
It's called general knowledge.
I know.
It was 31. I was making sure.
Yeah, I just had to check the.
Yeah. All right, so it's 31. Okay.
You didn't know that was cherry, Mr. Petit.
Say it again.
You didn't know that was cherry.
No, I also had to check.
So why
You see? You see?
Why make it look like B? Oh, wow.
I had a feeling it was 31, but I was like, I had a doubt. Like, is it 30?
I thought it was 31, but then I was like, it could have been one with 30 though. So I had to check it.
Yeah. But so that's general knowledge. You need to know the months of the year, like the days, like how much days in the year. I mean, not how much days in the month, because I could come. That's general knowledge type stuff. Okay.
Well, I was failing that section because I knew.
No, you wouldn't have failed. You would have put 31.
Miss Petite, I was putting 30.
What? Oh my God, I put 30.
I didn't know.
So, 0 plus. Okay, so we have two. Currently, we only have 8, right? But we know that it has 31, so we have to put all 31, right? We only have 8, so this is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But we know that we need to account for the other one, so it's gonna be 0 plus 0 plus 0 all the way to
31.
31. But we're not gonna do that because all of them is just 0. Right? So we know that just add. It just is equivalent to 0. So no one cares. All right. So we just need to add it all up. It still is equal to what? With the top number still is equal to
62.
64.
64. How do you get 64?
Oh, my bad. 62.
I was about to say, I was about to recheck my answer.
Oh, God.
No, 62. It says equal 62 because there was no other days that rained. So all we basically doing is dividing 62 by 31. Which is what?
2 mm.
2? Yeah, 2.
Yeah, I got 2.
All right, then 2 millimeters. Millimeters. Okay. Alright, so that would be the mean. You understand what happened in this question? Because it's kind of unconventional.
Yes, sir.
Any questions based on this?
Listen, Petite, so if you don't, like, they would want you to write all 31 out or no?
All other 31 zeros?
Yes, sir.
Of course not.
Huh.
No. Because it doesn't matter. It's still 0. It's still 0.
What if they do though?
It doesn't matter. This thing only for 1 point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my. Use a hard math. Eh?
No, I just want to know.
No. If Miss Cooper's marking the exam, you missed the comma. It's wrong.
Because I just missed them stuff.
Miss Cooper, invigilating the exam. Why did you blink so hard? You know? You know where I am from? Mr. Floyd. Bethel. Kind of quiet today.
Him and Nancy chilling.
They chilling. Yeah, they chilling today. Let me leave them alone though. I don't want to waken the dragon.
Mr. Petit, you can go back, please.
No problem.
C.
Let's see. But Miss Cooper, you ain't gonna be here tomorrow for sure?
Yes, sir. For true.
Why not?
I just tell you I have something to do.
Something like what? Eating cross buns? That's why I can ask?
I eating them now, so no.
Mr. BT, can you go to D when you're done?
Okay. Can I go to what?
D.
D?
Yes, sir.
How come you don't have D yet, Lionel?
I have to write down the bottom part, Mr. BT.
How come you don't write that yet, Lionel?
Because I get in the vibe.
Texting too much.
Oh.
Have too much people number.
Oh.
That one tastes good, eh?
Mr. Petit.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here.
Wait, never mind. Hold on.
That top part is a lot to write down. So much numbers.
I can say C, please.
C? Okay, no problem. You want a CC?
Oh, you want CC?
CC. I have like C and C sodas.
Yeah.
Into the city.
Yeah. All right. Not the poetry now. Not the poetry. Anyone taking literature?
Pretty
Literature so hard.
Literature hard, eh? How you feel your pain, yeah?
It hard, but I keep passing it.
Literature.
Got a good teacher.
Yeah, literature, boy, literature. Remember those days, boy.
I think you're so strict on us literature.
Boy, literature was good and bad at the same time. I didn't love literature, I also hate literature. Like, literature was literature is like one thing, but it's like it's the arts, you know? One thing but the
I
arts.
hate it.
It's like creativity, boy. Like creativity wins, you know? That's why I love it. That's why I love and hate about it. You know? I love me some literature on a good day though. It's like a good painting, you know? Refreshing.
Yeah, I know.
My first literature teacher was good. My second one, she little crap.
Yeah, literature. Literature.
The
reason why I love literature so much is because it is very educational. Like you learn so much. If you get a good teacher.
Yeah.
You
want to get what?
So imagine if you have a bad teacher.
Boy.
You see, that's my failure there.
That's my problem. They just spread.
There's no such thing as a bad teacher. There's no such thing as a bad teacher.
They love you.
That kind of is though.
I know there is. I used to think that there wasn't until I went to university and I saw it for myself. Like, whoa, okay, this is terrible. Yeah, boy, it was terrible, man.
That's our opinion right there.
Yeah.
What's the definition of a bad teacher?
A definition of a bad teacher. I'm glad you asked, Lionel. Can someone define it for me? What would you say?
Well,
Watch her say something,
in my experience, is a bad teacher is someone who doesn't prepare the children properly when it comes to exams.
By doing what? Be specific.
Okay, Lionel.
Okay, let me explain this first. Okay, so P is what? Are we doing a substitute, right?
1200.
Yes, sir.
1,200. So 1,200.
Mr. Petit, you don't start the question. I read it yet.
What?
I mean.
That's that phone, man. Lionel, stop texting these.
Daddy, man. Look at you. Someone need to get on your case, Mr. Petit, because you do not do much.
Okay, R, and what is R? R is what?
0.075.
Yeah.
0.075, right? So 0.075. And then we're gonna multiply that by what?
3.
By
T, which is 3.
T is 3. Right? Now someone may say, oh, they didn't say multiply. Well, how do we know it's multiplication?
It's right on to each other.
The two letters next to each other together.
Say it again.
The two letters together.
Yeah, because the two letters are adjacent together. They are right next to each other and close, so that implies multiplication. All right, so there's different ways to do this. Like my teacher said, there are different ways to skin the cat. My electrical teacher used to say that so much. Like I was like, wow. But what it basically means is different ways to do this problem. We could distribute the 1,200. I wouldn't advise that though. Just perform the operation on the inside first. So what is 0.075 times 3? What is that?
That's 11.
Answer, yeah, please.
I know, right?
0.225.
0.225.
I get 1.225.
I guess 0.225.
Okay. She added already. So 0.2.
Wow, Nancy.
25. As expected. You know how she go.
I swear.
Why are you so mad, Cooper?
Because she added already.
Yeah, she always taking people answer like how she take mine yesterday.
Okay, as I continue to be silent.
From day one, there was always a feud between Nancy and Cooper.
I mean, they used to call her Siri bot or something.
1 plus 0.225 is what?
1 point.
Yeah, the same number.
Same number, just one number.
Decimal.
Very good.
Decimal.
All right, now we're gonna do what to these two numbers?
Multiply.
Multiply them. Very good. A is equal to 1,200 multiplied by 1.225, which is what?
What do you say?
1,200 multiplied by 1.225. What is that?
1,470.
170. Very good. But you know what this is? You know what this formula is? A equals C divided 1 plus RT.
What you say, Mr. T?
Do you know what this formula is?
I
don't know how y'all can't see it.
The distributive thing?
No, this is simple. This is interest. Because remember, it's not simple interest though, but it's simple.
Mr. Isaac.
Yes, ma'am.
I could ask you something. Okay, like how you do the 1,200. in bracket, right? 1 plus 0.075 times 3. Can you do it like 5 times 3? I know 5 times 3 is 15, right? Can we do it as the 15 and then do it with the 1200 in bracket with the 1 plus 0.075, 7?
Okay, you asking about these two?
Yeah.
How I got this?
Right.
Okay, let me do it by hand to show you.
They say for simple interest.
I remember I take that out, William. Yeah, she said.
Okay, so she want me to perform it by hand, so let's do it. I know this is
Okay.
Miss Cooper Lane, so let's go Miss
I
Cooper.
mean, that's how I do it too. Like,
3 times 5 is
15, right?
15.
Yeah.
Put the 5 down. Put the
carry
1
one.
down. 3 times 7 is
21.
Adding 1 is
21.
22.
22.
Very good.
And carry the 2.
Very good. 3
And
times
bring
0
it
is
down.
3 times 0 is
2,
0.
0.
plus 2.
2. 2.
Very good. 3
Bring
times 0 is
0.
0.
Decimal point.
the decimal point falls right down 0.225.
Yay.
Yes, ma'am.
Sweetie,
Yes, mom.
is it okay if I leave early?
Yeah, no problem. Kind of sicky.
Yeah, I have my looking at the screen. It's getting it ain't working out today.
Yeah, I understand.
Even if I just keep it on, like just I don't know, here, but I ain't looking at the screen.
No problem.
Tapping up.
No problem. Okay, so 1 plus 0.225, that's how we get the 1.225. And then we multiply the 2, 1,400 and 1.225 to get 1,470. Okay.
So let's see. We could have add first. Oh, never mind.
No, don't add first. That's no, please don't add first.
Why not?
Order operations?
Exactly. Tell that again, yeah?
Let's see. When I asked, I said never mind for a reason. Because I was like, probably out of her first.
Tell that again, Miss Kennedy. Tell her a different way. PEMDAS. Tell her PEMDAS. Board mass. Tell her everything.
We cut my volume down, Mara.
She'd understand. All right. Okay, good. But what I was saying is that this is interest because if we look at it,
Simple interest.
right, P is for this is another formula for interest. So P is the principal, R is the rate, T is the time. This is another formula that we could use for interest. And A is the anyone can tell me what A is?
What'd you say?
A. What do you think A is?
The
The future value.
I know.
1,470.
Yeah, so it's telling you that if you invest 1,200 in the bank, and if the interest rate is let's multiply that by 100 and see what we get. 0.075 multiplied by 100. If the interest rate is 7.5%, and in 3 years, wow, in 3 years you would that's a whole lot. No, not a whole lot. In 3 years,
That's $14.70.
in 3 years, your total amount will be 1,470. So you had initially 1,200, but in 3 years you will have $1,470, which makes absolutely no sense.
No sense at all.
No sense.
Just keep that for a decade one time.
No, you shouldn't even keep it for a decade because that's wasting the money. Invest into something like start a business or something like that because you get your money quicker. Like, you imagine you only getting like, because 1,000, how much you actually made over those 3 years? Think about it. Can anyone tell me?
What you say?
How much you actually made over those 3 years? Remember, you start off with 1,200 and you end up with 1,470. So how much you actually made over those 3 years?
$270.
$270 over 3 years. That making no sense. Alright?
That's it?
That's it.
That makes no sense at all.
No sense at all. Alright, so okay, so let's continue.
It done after 7 already?
Yeah, then after 7 already. Yeah, time flies, man. Time flies. Okay, so this is the challenge. Challenge. I'm gonna allow you all to do this one by yourself. Alright, do the second one by yourself now. Gotta be careful with this one though. Gotta be so careful with this one. Oh my. I hope y'all don't get it wrong. Alright, 3 minutes.
I feel like you're tricking me.
And do this question. Write it down and complete it. Give me a few moments. 3 minutes I give you. Okay, time's up.
Wow.
I'm not even finished yet.
I just started.
Yeah, right. Come on. I had them in like 5 minutes.
Come on, that's only like a minute.
Alright, so that's it. Let's talk about it. So here they want us to figure out what is P when A is 2,100, R is 0.08, and T is equal to 5. Right, so we want to figure out what is P. So we want to figure out what is the principal. So if your future value is 2,100, if your interest rate is 8%, and if your time is 5 years, what is your principal? Like, how much money did you put in? Okay, so let's do that. That's the first thing we're gonna do is, I would say, substitute the thing. Mr. Bethel, are you here?
I got 15.
You got what?
1,500.
Hello?
Okay. All right, Miss Rackley.
Nancy typed in the chat too.
What she said?
Same thing.
1,500?
Yes, sir. She typed it right before she said that.
Okay. Okay. All right, so.
You know these smarties.
I know. A is 2,100. Equals to. P is. We don't know what P is. 1 plus R is 0.08. Someone's messaging me or message me. Thank you, Dylan. R is 0.08. T is 5. Someone trying to... No? I thought there was someone trying to get it. All right. Okay. All right, so we have 2,100. It's gonna be equal to, we keep P here. What is 0.8? 0.08 times 5?
0.40.
40.
What?
40.
0.40.
0.40? Sure about that?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Honest.
Say on. Oh. Oh. Kennedy is killing me though. Kennedy say honest.
Mr. PT, what's the probability of Kennedy killing you?
Oh my goodness.
That's right.
All right then. All right.
0 over 88. 0 over 88. Alright. This does look like probability and you think about it, you know.
Yeah, the P and
The
stuff.
P and stuff.
Question.
Alright, what is 1 plus 0.4? That's what?
Huh?
1 plus 0.4.
1.40.
1.40. Alright, good. Alright, and then we divide both sides by what?
1.40.
1.4, yeah. Give me one moment. Someone is calling me. Two seconds, please.
Okay.
Alright, so 1.4.
I got the 1500.
Divide the 1500 too. So we divide both sides by 1.4. Why do we divide both sides by 1.4? Or 1.40?
Because trying to get rid of it. Oh, never mind.
Yes. Because we want P by itself, right?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So we're gonna be equal to P, which is 2,100 divided by 1.4.
1.4.
This is gonna be equal to what is 2,100 divided by 1.4?
1500.
That's what it is.
Yes.
2,100 divided by 1.4.
Yes, sir. Then you flip it.
They actually got this?
I guess so.
Wow. It's body pants are real. Miss Reckley, how did you get this?
I could take a picture of my work, and I was all over the place because I was rushing. Because you say 2 seconds,
Okay.
but I kind of did the same thing you did, but not in like that organized order.
Oh, not in that organized order.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was rushing.
Okay. Wow.
Just between I did what you did, but only for that dividing part, I used a calculator because, just.
Yeah. So you followed these steps, Miss. So Miss Cooper, you got this before I got it?
Yeah. Mr. Petit, but the only part, when I started it, right, I was putting A is equal to P. I was like, why it's saying P when A is this? I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to scotch it out and
Nancy, how did you get yours? Did you do it like this or?
What did I do? Hold on. Okay. I think I did the same thing. But the only thing is that I didn't do all the steps. I did the first and second one. I skipped the third one. I went direct straight into the fourth, the fifth, and then I got the answer.
Okay. All right. Wow, y'all getting smart. Y'all getting smart these days. Wow.
I was smart.
Yes, sir.
I feel like I can't teach y'all nothing no more. Wow. Smart students. Wow. Okay, that's good.
The what?
Calculus series, boy. All right. Okay, so make T the subject of the formula. Oh, make T the subject of the formula. Oh, this gonna be a good one. I want to see if we get this. This gonna be a good one. Make T the subject of the formula. All right, so all the smarty pants people, 3 minutes again.
What?
3 minutes.
12. Oh. That's a lot. That's a lot of time. It's too much time if you ask me. You know what? 2 minutes. Or grace. Let me give you a grace. 3 minutes. Make T the subject of the formula. Should I go back to the previous one or we get this? You have this?
Got it.
Got it. Looking good. All right. 3 minutes I give you all. I'll be right there. I ain't going nowhere. 3 minutes. I'll just be right there interrogating you. It's almost time.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Give us a break, Miss Petite, man.
How we looking? How we looking?
Good.
Good. Are we good? Alright, I think that's time. Okay. Any answers yet? Juan sent me something. Okay, Juan. Let me see this. Alright. No. Now Juan dying to work. No, dying to work. No, you can't do it like that. You can't do it like that. Can't do it like that. Miss Reckley. Reckley. Nancy. Ricardo. Depending on you guys.
Okay. So I got A over P in brackets, and then I have -1 plus R.
What? What?
Mm, pardon me?
I say, I say that's what you got. Anyone else?
Yeah. Not really.
Hold on, let me try this one.
I'm so proud of y'all, especially my grade 9 students. Seeing y'all do these like in grade 9 and 8. Boy, it's good, man. It's very good. Got a good head start. I wish I was doing this when I was in grade 9 or 8.
So Miss B used to study alone.
Alone? Yeah. Yeah, man. I
No,
never,
Mr. PT has the best, but
I never had, my parents never paid for tutoring, Tutoring. Say tutoring. Tutoring. I never got tutoring. Tutoring. What? Tutoring. What is tutoring? My first tutor, very first tutor, was in college.
Oh wow.
And, yeah, and like probably like my third or second year, that's when I got a tutor.
How many tests you send it?
Um, so yeah, we need to make T the subject. Okay, well, in order to make T the subject, let me see how much points it should be 3 points. If it ain't 3 points, they did wrong. Good. Yeah, 3 points. Good. All right, good. Because you have to apply the distributive property here. So the idea here is that we need to loosen out um, this T. See, T is contained inside this bracket, all right? And so we need to get rid of the brackets. So we need to multiply P by 1. And when we do that, we get what?
P.
P, very good. And then P times RT, which is going to be what?
P.
P,
Or T.
PRT, which is still equal to A, all right? So here we apply the distributive property and send them through. Um, we don't want this P. Like, no one wants this P. Why do we want this P? We send it over. So it's going to be A minus P.
Mr. Petit?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Petit? Can I just send you the picture of mine so you could see it?
Yeah, send me it. All right. And then what do we want to do? What should we do? Because we want to make T the subject. You want to know?
We divide both sides or no?
Divide both sides by what?
PRT
We can't divide by PRT now because
or P
we need T to stay.
by P.
If you just divide by P, what about R?
So PR.
PR. Right? Divide both sides by PR. So these two cancel out. So we are left with what? Simply T
T.
is equal to A minus P divided by what? PR.
PR.
Okay, so T is equal to A minus P divided by PR.
P.
So if that's the case, T is equal to, I'm just going to switch it. T is equal to A minus B divided by PR. Any questions on this?
I guess I practice this again.
Anyone else? Or it's just like taking candy from a baby?
with a little bit of struggle.
You can't take a candy from the baby because the baby gonna scream and bite you.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
how can you take a candy from the baby?
Taking it, but
You
a little bit
can't,
of
but
struggle.
there's things that's gonna be
Taking a vegetable from a baby will make more sense.
taking a what?
Vegetables, they don't like vegetables.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. That's true, you know.
You just like everything.
It's like taking candy from a baby, but the mother's Bahamian.
The mother's what?
Bahamian.
Oh,
Easy like taking candy. Wait, I messed up.
But she said take candy from baby when what? The parent is the mother. I say what?
It's like taking candy from a baby, but the mother is Bahamian.
yes.
Oh,
Oh, like taking chocolate from a dog.
All right. So, all right. So let's go. So, did we get it? Did anyone get this?
no.
Mm, no.
I'm sending it to you now.
Yeah, I messed
I'm
up.
sending
Yeah,
it
I
to
messed
you
up.
so
Right.
you can tell me
Let me
if
see.
I
Me too.
or not.
Let me send yours. Let me see yours. See if we see any discrepancies or if it's exactly the right thing. All right. So, all right. So this is Nancy's work. So this is what it is. You start off here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, I like this because it shows us what not to do, right? So you don't divide the whole, like when you're doing dividing by both sides, you never see me do a complete line, right? So be careful that you don't want to do a whole line underneath the equal sign. If you're gonna do a whole line, do it over the A and then over this, right? Um, the second thing is that, and this is exactly what one did. You don't want to when you divide top and bottom, you don't want to just leave out the t, right? You can't just leave out the t because these two are connected to each other by multiplication, and they're actually connected. Like you can't just take out t. Like the t is connected to the r, so you can't just like make it invisible and just divide like that. Because then, yeah, the p and the p is gonna cancel, but what does like how the 1 plus r is gonna cancel? The 1 plus r is not gonna cancel like that. All right, because that's addition and you can't cancel like that. So that's the makes mistake right there. Um, and then what you did is you continued um with the. I'm trying to figure what happened after that because
I did it again to see if the point I put up there makes sense.
this, I trying to figure what happened here.
I think you should let her explain.
Yeah, explain it, Nancy.
Okay, so you see at the beginning when I have a plus p over the first one,
This
yeah.
one or this
Mm-hmm.
one?
I grab the top and then I just substituted in my own way, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
I put I put a times p, the same one I did at the bottom, like the first one, and then I made it equal to the other side, and then I brought it down,
Right.
and then I just see if it made my logic made sense, and I don't know.
No,
After that, I just gone for it. I don't know.
I know. No, we don't want to do this. Definitely not. This is made up maths invention. Maths have real rules. You can't just invent maths like that. All right, so it's not correct. Um, so be careful. Um, like I said, you can't just do 1 plus r. You can't just do that. Um, because you can't just like the t. You can't. The t is not invisible. Like you can't just say, okay, well, Swipe and no swipey, move the T out. You can't just do that, right? So that's the main problem right here. Here, I don't understand what's happening at all. Like, I trying to follow the logic. I don't understand.
So the answer right or?
Okay, her answer, if she multiplied by A and R, no, it's not correct. It's not correct. T is correct. No. So the correct way to do it is as I gave you here. You first have the distribute. That's the main lesson for this. Distribute the thing. I think if you'd have distributed it first, you would have get it. Alright, you want to distribute it because then all your terms are loose. Alright, then you can start operating. Alright, so you must distribute it. Multiply the p by the.
What do you mean by okay. Trying to get the words to come to mind. What do you mean by distribute?
Distribute.
I mean, I understand that you want to multiply them to make it their own, but like, explain a bit more.
What do you mean by distribute?
No, like you say distribute. Like my problem is how you get a minus p. No, wait, I see that. It's okay. It's PRT. How did you get plus PRT?
Because you multiply the p by the 1, you get p. You multiply the p by the RT, you get PRT.
So like p would be represented as 1 in this case, and in that case.
What you mean? You mean here or here?
Here, there, where you think where you.
It's just because PRT is simply p times r times t. Right? It's kind of like if we have, say, 6 open bracket 1 minus, say, plus m, right? Like, how would you do this? What would you say?
6 times 1 and 6 times m.
Very good. What is 6 times m?
6m.
6m. Very good. Now, in a similar manner, p times 1 is p, and then p times rt is prt. Same thing.
Okay.
And then you send the p over. So then that'll be minus, because it was positive. And so it's a minus p equals to prt. And then we have to get rid of the pr. So we divide both sides by pr.
So you just randomly decided that?
Not randomly, because we're trying to make t the subject. Right? So we need to get rid of the pr.
So this is the part where you do so.
Sure.
Okay. I think I get it. I think so.
Well, let's do another exercise just to verify, right? Do we need another exercise, or y'all get it?
Yeah, do one, please.
You can do another one, please.
All right, no problem. Let's do another one.
You can do the next one, please.
No problem. Okay, so we get the following. So it's going to be, so let's say I'm going to change the letters now. So make H subject. Given formula. So make H the subject of the given formula, right? So let's say we had capital Q is equal to open bracket 1 plus F M H. right, so we want to make H the subject of the formula. All right, so try that.
So letter in the front of the bracket, like the first one.
Oh, my apologies. Let me switch the question. Thank you. I forgot about that. It's supposed to be F of the bracket. 1 plus MH. Okay, so that's really good. So try that on your own. It'll take you 60 seconds. 30 seconds. Just follow the example. And you should get it. I'm going to make H the subject.
I got Q minus F over FM equals H.
Wait.
Alright.
Nancy, what you said for the bottom part?
FM?
Yeah, I got that.
Finally got that? You sure?
Yes, I can send you it right now.
Or
But
just
this,
get what Nancy say.
Mr. BT, I write the whole thing. Mr. BT, I can send you it right now.
Okay, alright.
I
does
literally
this
copied what you just did.
Alright.
does this apply to like all
I got
the?
it.
Does this apply to all of the ones that actually make a formula?
It depends on if it's structured like this. So here it is structured with the with the f multiplied by an expression. So I cannot say that every time it will look like this. Every time it will not look like this because I can give you another one which looks entirely different from this. And which I've seen in questions. So I cannot say, oh, every time you have to do it like this. But if it's set up like this, sure, we'll tackle like this. All right, so let's do it. So what's the first thing we're gonna do?
You write down.
The first thing I'm gonna do.
I need like write down Q equals
Okay, so Q
equals F.
It's already there,
And
so we can send it for F.
times it. You gotta times it.
Very good. What's the cute word that we use?
I don't know.
Distributive proportion.
Very good. We're gonna distribute it. So F times 1 is
F.
F. Very good.
F.
Plus. You gotta put plus. Yeah, plus.
Plus.
I know.
F.
I don't like. Okay, you gotta put the plus. Like, okay. I plus what? F.
F. M H.
Oh, very good. Good. All right. What do we do next?
And you gotta like subtract. Wait, you gotta subtract, right?
Send the F over.
Send the F.
Send the F over.
Oh yeah. My fault.
No, you must ain't write this in your book.
I did. I can send in. I can send in the picture right now.
He's like, send in the picture right.
He need to hurry send this picture.
That's what I'm saying. You need to hurry send this picture out before I finish this question.
Okay, I can send it right now. Let me know if it's wrong.
All right. It's gonna minus it's gonna be equal to what? F. You know where I am from?
I did it exactly how you did it earlier.
Oh, you know who's going on silent?
Oh, I have online.
You know who's going on silent?
Kennedy.
Kennedy. I know where Kennedy despair to.
She texting Cooper.
Hello.
Mr. BT, my
All this
stuff.
talking I doing, really, Lionel?
Yeah, Mr. BT, I said the exact. Oh my God, Kennedy, you not Kennedy, Cooper, you made it seems like I was kind of wrong.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, it's my phone. What was the answer? H equals Q minus F over FM.
That's what we discovering right now. We trying to figure it out right now.
Okay, because I stepped up my bad.
Okay. We divide both sides by FM.
MH. Oh.
FM. FM is abbreviation for what? And that's what it's using radio. We cancel out.
98, not 90, not 96 points, something.
So
96.5 FM.
Kennedy is back, eh? After her mysterious vanishing.
I was confused, that's why I went silent.
Kennedy went inside the kitchen, make herself one salami sandwich.
Mr. BT, if you put like H equals Q, it's still wrong, or?
So H equals, what you mean?
H equals Q minus F over FM. That's still wrong?
No, it's not wrong. We can write it right now. FM. Alright? So kudos to you if you got it right. I know I heard this answer before. So
the second one is, oh, right.
Yes, that's the right answer. Look where Lionel sent it after I already write the answer.
No, I didn't. I'm trying to see, like, come on.
Lionel, keep the H lowercase. Don't uppercase it. Okay.
I don't know why I uppercase it.
But other than that, you're right. Yeah, you're
right. I'm gonna have to do this.
That's but see, I delete mine because it's a little messy. So.
Okay, Lionel, don't divide by MH. Divide by FM.
I know. That's why I know where I went wrong.
Yeah.
I scotch a little bit on mine, so.
Okay.
It's basically 8 o'clock now, guys. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, 8 o'clock yet. You have like 8 minutes. All right. All right, so we understand it now? Or at least better?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's good.
Oui.
You just wake up, eh, Mr. Bethel?
Yeah, my migraine starting to ease up now, so.
All right.
You got Panadol?
You can know what this like when you get my age.
No, man, don't blame it on no age, man. Blame it on that chicken, fried chicken.
You was really do bad.
Be a vegan and you'll know the bliss.
Oh goodness.
If vegan could take all your problems away, I'll become a vegan right now.
Become a vegan. I have no problems.
Right now, if it takes my problems away right now.
Yeah. What?
Mr. Bass will be your disciple now.
Man, do you see me have problems?
Mayan on the Bible as we speak.
Yeah, those vegans like a boy. I mean they lack a vitamin.
What vitamin?
I try to.
You only want me to pull up the data.
Oh,
Excuse me.
It's B12, Lionel.
Just curious, vegans, like, do your guys, okay, does your diet involve sex?
No, definitely not.
Okay, then I saw a vegan that ate sex, so, for
Good
Friday. So, for Good Friday, what are you going to do? I just want to know. So, what you can do for Good Friday?
What I can do for Good Friday?
Just curious. Yeah, just curious. What you can eat? I'm just curious.
Anything but
What's so deep?
anything without a face.
You can't eat egg and still be vegan, you know.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Never.
That's you that's up to buy them from China.
China.
No.
God.
Oh.
Yes.
One. Imagine.
Mr. T, it's done 8 o'clock. We don't need to do another question.
8 o'clock. It's not 8 o'clock.
Yes, it is, Mr. BT. No,
we can start language early.
No, Mr. BT.
Let's do this. Y'all been talking too much today.
Mr. BT.
Overdrive.
Money. I'm going to sleep.
Alright. Two numbers, A and B, are such that A is bigger than B. Right? And their sum is 59. Write down an expression to represent this information. Equation rather. We have two numbers, call them A and B, and they are such that A is always strictly bigger than B. But their sum, when you add them up, is 59. Write an expression to represent this information. So what are we going to write?
A minus B equals 59.
A minus B equals 59? No. Their sum is 59.
Oh, sorry.
So what is it? Come on, people.
A plus B.
Thank you. A plus B. How are my smarty pants people tonight? Floyd, especially, is equal to what?
59.
I
was trying to write the question.
Strength.
No. See, that's a limiting belief right now. You put that on yourself, and you identify with that limiting belief.
That's only for today.
I was finished.
Tomorrow me could be different.
See.
That's the procrastination answer. Start today. All right. Go ahead. Someone's asking a question.
No, I say some. I have to answer, but I be hesitant, and then someone would answer, or you'll already answer, and then be like, "Wow, that was right." So I just be scared to answer. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's a typical woman's characteristic.
You don't want to be wrong.
You don't want to get embarrassed.
It's a typical woman's.
That's embarrassing, Mr. Petit.
I know.
Especially like when it's simple.
I noticed that with my children in school. We played a game, boys versus girls. We played it several times. The girls would have the right answer, and then they would doubt themselves, and the time running out. 5, 4, 3, 2. What is that? A, no C, no B, no. Oh my goodness, like. That's crazy.
Them girls, them should bend their head and don't say nothing.
That's a typical woman's trait.
Oh wow! All right.
Okay, their difference is 17. So if their difference is 17, how would we represent that?
Oh, right down.
A minus B equals 17.
Very good. A minus B equals 17.
Where is my brain tonight? Like, is this headache blocking the flow of my brain? Because I can't do anything wrong.
You and Floyd in the same headache situation. I tell you,
Drink some
They too
tea.
smart for
give up
themselves.
those animal products. Be a vegan like me. You ever see Mr. Potato ever in this class? Oh, I have a headache. Oh, I know.
I
I
was,
mean,
It was drowsy though.
Mr. Petit, I was a
Mr. Petit,
vegetarian
you
once,
always tired.
and
Mr. Petit, we're not on the scene.
it was difficult.
Scared.
What you mean? How so?
All you're doing is reviewing. Doesn't we learning this for the first time? God, it's not fair. It's not a fair argument.
No, but you honest be having headaches, not from maths, from health.
Exactly. Before we even get there, anticipation of maths gives me a headache.
Like him trying to make a case.
No, Mr. Petit, no, I tried be a pescatarian, but I will being an athlete and a pescatarian isn't fun. So I had to go back just to straight white meat. I couldn't handle that. No, because I lose a lot of weight.
Well, that's true. You will lose a lot of weight initially.
And my coach got scared, so I was like, yeah, no.
All right, so A plus B is 59. So, okay, so they want us to. I can leave this for homework because I think we ran out of time. Yeah, we ran out of time. So what I'm
Don't take it off. Hold on.
I'm going to leave you all. They say solve your simultaneous equation to find the numbers A and B. So the simultaneous equation will be the following, and I want you to solve the simultaneous equation. So it's A plus B is equal to 59. I'm doing you all a favor. I'm setting up the simultaneous equation for you. So no excuse. And then A minus B. No excuses, people. Solve the simultaneous equation that is given for homework. Miss Cooper.
I always do your homework. What you talking about?
Who's gonna be eating horse cross bun tomorrow during class time?
Eat them out.
Hot cross bun.
There's the bussin'.
1 penny, 2 penny.
Hot cross bun.
Oh, the same thing in the
Some people are cross bun be hard like rock.
Wow.
I think I may retire. My headache starting to become rampant.
Wow.
Yeah, I am a big
water.
Water does not solve it.
Water.
Going in cold water and letting cold water go in your head solves it.
The two smarties in the same state, Mr. Petit.
Boy, let me become vegan. It'll be straight.
I have it.
Are you straight? All right. Okay, so let's move on to.
Who could afford any vegan diet in this day and age, this economy?
Lettuce, cabbage, plantain, potatoes. Those things are not expensive these.
Trust me, you could get tired of it and one turn back to a new level.
They're not. You ain't get tired of it. How do you get tired?
Yes. One day, so you give us a petite meat.
Mr. Petit, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
How much years you been vegan?
Oh my goodness, almost a decade.
Oh Lord, here he goes.
That's a why.
Yeah. You say vegan?
You was for real?
Not vegan. Vegetarian? Yeah. Almost a decade. Vegan? Probably like from 2015. That's what? Yeah. Almost a decade.
Wow.
Yeah. 2015, right? Yeah.
You made the decision by yourself?
So who gonna make the decision for me?
Your parents.
Or your health?
My parents said it with me.
Oh, you got up and made this decision on your own?
That's a PT. One day they could trick you until you didn't eat. Watch.
1 minute what?
One day they could trick you until you didn't eat. They could give you a vegan. They could try saying this is a vegan burger, and when you eat it, you eat meat.
I just was thinking about that. If you eat vegan burgers,
I do. All right.
they can trick you somewhere.
They ain't tricking me. My body react.
True.
But they already gone down your stomach. That means you're a meat lover now.
We gonna vomit out. I would have stepped
Wait,
in
when
first.
you taste that burger, you can say, "Oh, I want more." No.
That's crazy, but
That'd be the opposite. His body going to shock, eh? Because you just dive into that in the
it
system.
won't happen right away though. It'll happen like when it's time for excrete egestion.
Ooh,
That'll be crazy.
think you'll notice.
I'll notice. 2009.
Stomach will notice.
You feel it.
You don't need it.
All right, so let's go back to.
Well, what is the more efficient energy source in the body?
The more efficient energy source in the body? I don't understand what you mean, son.
Is it your carbohydrates or the ketones?
You're trying to make a case for protein? When we get protein from the plant-based world as well,
Yes.
I mean, no, you want to have a good case now, not for protein, man.
But fats is more efficient, the most efficient.
Fats, I mean, but that's a problem. See, I wouldn't mind the fats, right? It's just that the stuff that in the animal world that is fatty also come along with other unwanted things. Like
We're talking about that bioaccumulation.
I mean, not only that, I mean, that's a major thing, but I'm talking about saturated fat. We know that saturated fat is associated with a lot of chronic illnesses. There's a link, right, between saturated fat, high cholesterol, saturated fat, and the chronic illnesses that we have, like cancers and hypertension and those stuff. And
yeah, I understand.
And also too, like normally if something is like the meal preparation too, like when they preparing these stuff in the animal world, they don't normally try to prepare it to be healthy. Like, please be light on the oil. Please don't use too much salt now. And please, no man, they have to be savory. They have to be knocking. They have to be fried. They have to be, you know what I mean? So you getting all the other stuff with that too, like, and it is even recommended if you eat meat, it's supposed to be the size of your palm. That's the only amount you're supposed to be eating, the size of your palm. And people get a bucket of KFC, they ain't saying, "Oh, give me one drumstick." One drumstick, well, you don't try put on 5 of them on my plate.
Mr. PT, you ever tried like they nugget, the KFC nugget? It's not meat.
So what it is?
It's something like plant-based or something.
Eyes of the devil.
Like, Mr. PT, just go to KFC and tell them one nugget, please.
Lionel trying to set me up?
No, they don't have meat nuggets. I'm telling you.
Alright, I go to Alright, so again we had this question.
They look at you like you're crazy.
Alright. So we're trying to finish up this question tonight. Hopefully we can finish it up then. We're still trying to identify the techniques that the writer used to recreate what the slave experienced and felt. Question I want to know from you all: did you expect there to be so much devices that we could have teased out?
No, sir.
No.
No.
I just want to jump 14 because the 14 point.
Yeah. So that just shows you, right?
I'm saying I didn't know they actually exist, honestly.
Yeah. That's the thing. That just goes to show you, like, when you encountering the question and you be like, boy, I know how they expect us to answer this, but boy, no one could possibly. No, it's not no one could possibly. You just don't know your information yet. And so that's why it's hard. But as soon as you get the information and you know how to do it, then the questions will become easy. You just smile when you see the question. You always do is laugh. Be like, wow, you should know that. And so that's how we want to be coming into these exams. Alright, so let's go back. All right. Okay, so you're on number 17. So we finished a somber and reflective tone. Now we are going to do another technique that is there is the use of contrast, right? Or we would say juxtaposition. Anyone know what we mean by juxtaposition?
Juxtaposition.
Yeah, it's synonym for contrast. Anyone know? Juxtaposition.
The same thing as what we mean for contrast.
It's basically a synonym of contrast. So when we are contrasting two things, let me just show you the dictionary definition of juxtaposition. Just basically when you place two things on the side of each other to show how different they are. So that's juxtaposition. So I'll just give you all a formal definition of it. Okay, so
like the difference of two things.
Yeah, the fact of two things being seen or placed close together with what? Contrasting effect. Right?
Yeah.
So when you put two things side by side to show how different they are from each other. So for example, night and day, right? When you put them side by side each other, like it's clear the difference. Like one is night, one is day. You know what I mean?
Sun and moon.
Another one is Beauty and the Beast. Like, you know, like it's clear there's a difference, right? So juxtaposition is when you deliberately place two things side by side to each other to show their difference. All right. So we would say this is the juxtaposition of two ideas, or the juxtaposition of two terms, or the juxtaposition of two ideas, or the juxtaposition of two terms, or themes, or notions, or beliefs, right? So basically contrasting them, showing their differences, and so that's what we see inside this, essay, right? All right, so where do we see the contrast or the juxtaposition?
I can see the story.
Okay, let's go to the story. I should put this link inside the group, so that y'all could have it while we go through it. So use that to look at the use that link to look at the question. Do we see any juxtaposition?
You mean like the change in their feelings?
Very good. Like the contrast between, so here we have them, they're talking about the wild rejoicing, right? But then there's an immediate contrast between how they was feeling and how they feel currently. So it was wild rejoicing, it was ecstasy, it was what? It was what's another thing that we use? Great rejoicing, wild scenes of ecstasy, right? And then we see after that, great and rejoicing scene, right? The contrast between what they previously felt, right? and what they currently felt. All right. So in the story we can see juxtaposition or contrast where we have the contrast, right, between how they felt pre-emancipation, and what does that mean? You say pre-emancipation.
Before emancipation.
Before emancipation, pre-emancipation. Should I put like a thing in there for them to be grateful? And what? Post emancipation. What do you mean by post emancipation?
After.
Good. Right. So pre-emancipation, it was what? It was, what good words we could use? We could use
Bitterness.
no. Before emancipation, it was what? It was what?
Sad.
No, before emancipation, it was what? How do they feel? They was rejoicing. They was thankful. There was feelings of ecstasy, right?
This before?
Yeah, that's before. They was had big celebration before. Sorry.
Oh.
Well, leading up to emancipation. All right. And then after, what ended up happening? How could we describe them after? After, okay, so
They say after they went back to their cabins, something.
yeah, they went back to their
Thank
cabin.
you.
Can we describe them as being worried?
No, I don't
Why
think
not?
so.
Yes.
How?
They was worried about the future. They don't know what happened to them.
They said here, they said what? In a few hours, the great questions which the Anglo-Saxon race had been grappling for centuries had been what? Thrown upon these people to solve.
Okay.
Where's that?
Right up. Right up. In a few hours, the great
I
questions.
just zoom. How do it's like they running off the page?
My goodness. You're right. In a few hours, the great questions which the Anglo-Saxon race had been grappling for centuries had been thrown. You see the words they use? Thrown upon these people. I like that word. It's an exaggeratory term. It's actually figurative too. It's like if something is thrown on you, it's like you get pushed, or like someone throws something on you and you are not prepared for it, right? Thrown upon these people to be solved, right? These questions of what? A home, a living, rearing children, education, citizenship, and the establishment and support of churches. This all these things inside their head now, right? So I would say that now they would definitely be, without a shadow of a doubt, of course they're worried, right? Worried. Can we say perplexed? Right?
What do you mean by that?
Perplexed.
Like confused?
Confused.
More than not really confused. Confused is too deep. Because confused means like confused on it with a test problem. Not like that. Perplexed means like they don't know how to solve. Like they don't know how to get through. So perplexed is akin to worrying. It's just another word I use for worrying. Perplexed.
But anxious be one.
Yes, very good. Anxious. That's a good word. Anxious, filled with anxiety. But the text gives us a direct description. The text says, and a feeling of deep what? What's this word?
Gloom.
Seemed to pervade the slave quarters. So gloom is what?
Sadness.
Sadness. So gloom, sadness, right? So we see the juxtaposition of two experiences, right? So here we see the juxtaposition of two experiences. All right. One of great rejoicing, feeling of ecstasy, singing, and then wariness, perplexed, anxious, anxiety, gloom, and sad. All right, are we good with that?
You know what remind me of Mr. Petit? Like you see how you say feelings of ecstasy and stuff like that. It's like they were high or drunk and then they became sober and they had to face reality. Like they were having fun, you know, of ecstasy then when they sober up they realize, okay, now what are we gonna do? Where are we gonna go?
Yeah.
Isn't that the purpose of alcoholics though?
Say it again?
Is that how people become alcoholics?
What do you mean?
As in, after they, calm down, face reality, the troubles come back, so they go back to alcohol. What's some suggestion?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the contrast that we see. What else? This one may come off as maybe a surprise to you all, but everything matters when it comes to writing. And so this is like a low, we'd say a low blow, or like something that just almost like you slide under the table, you be like, oh, I didn't even see that one coming. But watch this. Use of, drum roll please.
I stand at the screen waiting for you to type.
Use of a telling title.
What?
Yeah.
Say what?
Itself, right?
So this get points for wow.
Yes. Title.
That's for anything?
Yeah. Because the title tells us, right? A lot, right? The title tells us what the story is going to be about. Freedom from slavery. But the title itself is also, it's author slick. The title itself is also it's drawing, because like when you read, because the author could have named the piece anything, right? But he chose a title that would grab the reader's attention, right? Everybody like the idea of freedom. Who don't want freedom? I mean, even the song says, "Let freedom ring," right? Um, and like everybody like the idea of freedom. You want to be free, and you want to, experience what's not. So, he entitled the article "Freedom from Slavery," and the effect of that is that it could draw readers' attention from the break, right? And it could create ideas in the reader's mind, like, I wonder what it was like to be freed from slavery for real. But even though it's a freedom from slavery, the ironic thing about this title is that even though they was, technically freed from slavery, they still went back. And so, but his title is good because it catches the reader's attention and it gives some indication of what the passage is about. Right? So don't forget the title in your techniques and stuff. Title is very important. Even when I was in university, I used that technique, the title, Like when all else fails, use the title, man.
I'm gonna do this for my essay.
Yeah.
Review.
Yeah. Even the title is is important. All right.
Do you need a title for a formal essay as well?
No, you don't need a title in none of your essays. Not at this level. When you start writing, unless they say title, but in general, no title is used. I don't remember writing it. I don't remember use no. I don't remember any title we had. No. Uh-uh. Just write the essay. Now, when you start writing, um, like in university, you better put that title. You better put that title. And it have to be in a certain style, APA or MA or MLA, right? Whatever, or Chicago style, whatever your professor say. And please follow the style that they say. Because I remember the only reason why I got that B was because I didn't follow the style that the man says follow. And so he gave me E. Oh, he really take off a lot of marks because I didn't follow the APA style. Um, so make sure follow the style that they tell you. So next one is varying sentence lengths. That's basically the use of short and long sentences. That also helps. So I'll leave that to you all. Any relevant citation you could choose. All right. Look at that. We on 20. Gee. But these ones I'll just list them off.
First one we have.
We have a lot more. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 more. So next one is cause and effect. So all these are relevant ones that you could use in your own essay too. And sound devices, alliteration, and assonance. Now, I like alliteration because I saw it in the essay. All right, and that really is good. Let me show you what I mean. What did I do here? I added something. I feel like I added something. Anyway, I added a row. Oh, sorry. Good. Okay. I needed to add I added a column. I should add a row. Now, when we look at this, right? Look at this. When they say there were questions of so they're saying that, hey, okay, certain questions had to be solved by this certain questions had to be solved by these people, right? And they say certain questions that had to be solved were the questions of a home. So these questions were of a home, a living, the rearing of children, education, citizenship, and the establishment and support of churches. So we see this is a type of alliteration whereby we see it's a list of different compounding it's a list of different compounding complexities, right? So, and it's intentional that the author does this because the author is trying to give the feeling that, hey, these things are coming to these people one by one, and they want to give the feeling that it's a lot of things. So they say these questions were questions of a home, a living, the rearing of children, education, citizenship, and the establishment and support of churches. That's how it's supposed to be read. I hope you all understand what I'm saying. You all get the feeling, right?
You can repeat that.
Yeah, like it's like the author deliberately placed these things right after the other. It's like it's like an alliteration. It's a type of alliteration, right? It's like what the author did was the author deliberately put them questions one by one, list after list, question after question, so as to give the reader a sense that this is a lot of things going through their mind. And just to give the person a sense, or the reader a sense of what's happening to the slave, that they have to grapple with all these problems. And so, to make it feel or sense that it is a lot of things that they have to deal with, the author lists them one by one, um, right after the other, consecutively. So these were questions of a home, a living, the rearing of children, education, citizenship, and the establishment and support of churches. And so the imagery is very clear, that of someone's mind, and you giving them problem after problem after problem. Like you could see what's happening here. They getting perplexed, right? And that's the imagery that the author really wanted to show. All right. And this is a type of alliteration. That's why I brought it up. And then so that it fits right in part with their work, because they say, was it any wonder that within a few hours the wild rejoicing ceased, and a feeling of deep gloom seemed to pervade the slave quarters. All right, so they
What's between?
yes, ma'am.
When you say a type of alliteration, which type?
Right, the true true alliteration. Let me just alliteration is basically when you when you use the same beginning of a word consecutively. So, like say for example, um, she happily, hopefully, um, what's not an H word? Let me think.
Okay, so you're just repeating the first
Yeah, you
letter
basically
of.
yeah. That's what alliteration is. So alliteration in definition, right? So not examples, but anyway, this is a good one. Peter Piper picks a peck of pickled pick pickled peppers, right?
My goodness.
It's yeah, big black bug bit a black bear. Sheep should sleep in a shed, right? So that's alliteration, right? So alliteration is a conspicuous repetition of identical initial consonant sounds in a successive or closely associated syllables with a group of words. All right, that's what alliteration is. All right. And so when I say that this is a type of alliteration, what I mean to say is that it's not a true alliteration, but it's a type. And what I mean by that is that just like how in alliteration there's a consecutive listing or consecutive delineation of the same letters, or the same um, beginning of words, whatever. In a similar manner, we have the same listing of ideas consecutively, right? So these things are similar because they are referring to the problems that the people have, and they're listed one after the other, right? And that's why I say it's a type of alliteration. Okay, and so what we have here is basically, and like I said, it's done deliberately. It's done deliberately um, to basically paint the picture that the slave is having a hard
Hey,
time.
Mr. T.
Uh-huh.
To answer this question, you writing like an essay.
Mm-hmm.
So they want both the same length. Would they give us it?
Say it again.
Like they want about that same length. Would they give us?
You mean for the essay?
Yes, sir.
Um, there's no limit on the essay. You want to use the discretion, but they tell us that even though there's no word limit on the essay, there's a time limit because remember they tell us that we only have a certain amount of time to complete section.
And we can't do like the same thing you do with it with the layout. Can we? Because that is way easier.
It is way easier, right? But you're not. That's not the intended delineation of it or structure of it. It's meant to be written in a paragraph form or essay type form. So what I'm trying to say is for this one, right? They should say here, don't. They should say here, don't spend so much time on. All right, it should be expressed as far as possible in one words, la la la. They should say. They usually tell you don't spend more than an hour on. There we go. You should spend approximately 1 hour on the section. So they tell you how much hours you should spend on the question so that you would be able to maximize, all the time. So even though you have, now here they saying use no more than 200 words, so here you have to be careful. But in this one, they said, in this one with the freedom with the slavery thing, they didn't give us no word limit, so we could go all out, but we have to respect the time that we have, right? But the first one, they did give us a word limit. They say don't go over 130 words, all right? So yeah, that's the thing. Okay, let's finish this. I want to finish this tonight. So next up is humor. No, sorry, establishing mood. Now, what is the mood? Anyone know what mood is?
The who?
Mood. The mood and essay.
The feeling of the
reader? No, us.
Yes.
Oh.
Mood is what the writer. Mood is what the reader feels. Tone is how the writer speaks. Let me say it again. Mood is what the reader feels. Tone is how the writer speaks. Right? So the writer is definitely trying to establish mood. So what sort of mood we could feel from this passage? Go.
What you said, Mr. Petit?
Oh my.
Joy?
Joy. Okay, joy for what?
Sadness as well.
Joy for what?
That they were free?
Yeah, joy that the slaves were free. Finally.
Melancholy?
Why melancholy?
That they were worried what will happen next.
So you feeling sympathetic then? Because of the slaves
worry.
anxiety. Right? Slaves. And the author deliberately does that. He does try to make you feel that way because look what he say. The same thing right here where I say the questions of a home, a living, rearing of children, education, citizenship, establishment of service. That right there making you be like, oh, poor slaves. Oh my. They have to grapple with all these things, right? So that right there establishing a mood for the reader that, boy, wow, I feel sorry for them. Then he said the great responsibility of being free. It seemed to take possession of them, right? So that definitely it caused the reader to feel, sympathetic. for some minutes there was great what? Rejoicing and thanksgiving and wild scenes of ecstasy. So right there he's establishing a mood for the reader. Like, how would the reader feel? Happy, glad, you know, that 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 are they are finally free. This is also good. The author is so good, man. Look at it. It says, after reading, we were told that we were all free and could go when and where we please. Some wept. Listen to this. My mother, who was standing by my side, leaned over and kissed her children while tears of joy ran down her cheeks. Come on. What's the mood here? What's the mood? She explained
Joyfulness,
Mixed
joy.
emotions.
what it all meant, that this was the day for which she had been so long praying, but fearing that she would never live to see. Like, what is the mood, man? Y'all know the mood. What's the mood that the author is trying to convey right there? Like, that he wants the reader to feel.
Unsure.
Not unsure.
Choice.
Say it again.
Rejoice.
Yeah, a mood, a joyful mood. I like that.
A
Like,
shock moment, like
a what?
unbelievable and unexplainable.
Unexplainable. I like that. More so touching, man. Touching. Like, it's a touching.
Ain't really touching,
Yeah,
but
it's touching.
okay.
Yeah, like,
Not really, Mr. Petit.
of course. He said tears of joy. I thought I wasn't gonna live to see this, but now I see it. And the kissing and the tears of joy. Man, come on. That's so emotional, right? So
I
it's
find
No.
that tragic.
yes.
I mean, in the movie.
That's the point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like in
It
a
is,
movie, that would be like that, but
of
not
course.
really.
Jesus.
That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to let you think about it in your. Let me find a word for touching. A nice word for touching. Oh, okay, touching. Arousing feelings of what? Sympathy. We said that sympathy or
Say
gratitude.
impressive.
Not impressive. We ain't looking for impressive. Saddening,
That
pathetic,
day.
heartbreaking is a good one. Emotional. We said sentimental. I like that one. Good. Sentimental.
That works better.
Sentimental. There's too much sadness though. I don't want sadness.
I think this person was too much in their feelings, man.
What do you mean? They need to be. This is
For
dreams
years, man.
realized. You know what I mean? Like, mm,
Like, imagine really, you've been there, like, your family been there for centuries and
yeah,
torture and pain.
yes,
And the fact that you actually get to see that you're being free, that's like a sense of happiness
yeah.
there.
There we go, Nancy. I mean, Kennedy.
Nancy doesn't have a heart, Mr. Petit.
Yeah. Preach, preach, Kennedy, preach.
Yeah, take it away.
Take it
Cooper,
away.
you are so true. My heart isn't real.
Don't
Sorry.
mind. Don't mind, Nancy. It's be them same ones. They like an oyster, you know? They act hard on the outside, but on inside, they mushy mushy.
So.
And they taste bad.
Uh,
But I wasn't meaning that bad. I just
Are you trying to insult me indirectly?
they taste the wow.
Mrs. Nudie, are you trying to insult
I mean,
me?
that's Cooper.
No, that was him. That was him. He compared you to a whole Mullocks.
I know. I don't tell Mr. Petit after go in the next couple of days. You see me. I said to be done.
Oh my
I
God.
release you into the atmosphere.
I mean, that's a good thing. I mean, they call it dual characteristic, right? Okay, so humor is another one, or sarcasm. Um, and like I said, yeah, any relevant citation is good. When the author tries to be humorous or tries to use sarcasm, that could also work. And then, um, repetition. This also is good too. So where they repeat.
Let's put your name in that word. You laugh.
Oh, what? That's true. I know it's not. Repetition. You don't believe how much times I write that word and I never saw that.
when I was spelling that, I was like,
I always used to like to use this one, repetition, when I was in school. I just thought it was an easy one to go to, like repetition. So always look for repetition. It's if you could find it, it's a good one. So repetition, basically a repeating of ideas. It could be a repeating of an exact word, or it could be a repeating of an idea.
Quick question for the ones where you leave in blank. We have to fill those out. You want us to do it for homework or something?
Yeah, fill them out. Fill them out with a relevant citation that you find appropriate in the passage. Now, with repetition, we could find that because so he used the word freedom, and then
I read that essay again.
Anyway, let me not give it to you all. Any relevant citation will work. All right, then we have. This is the last one. Oh, being up early like Friday.
very early.
Miss Cooper, you broke my heart though. I ain't gonna lie.
Why do?
You ain't gonna be here tomorrow.
Ah.
We have tomorrow.
What you say, Nancy?
Tomorrow? For real?
Yeah, she ain't gonna be here tomorrow.
Let me say we have tomorrow. We're pick up in class.
I know, right? Are we up in class?
We having class, right? Oh my! I'm excited. No class, right? Oh
my goodness!
I was heading out for now. I won.
Oh boy, Nancy. Cooper is the life of the party.
Not I, Nancy.
Yeah, man, you the life of the party.
You make this class so fun.
He does. He does.
So class tomorrow, right?
We have class tomorrow still. We can try to make it without you. Boy, this could be tough though.
I don't have to be present, right?
How can it be?
Tough. Kennedy have to be president then. Kennedy in here and Cooper in here. I don't know.
If who in here, class could be alright.
Yeah, it'll be too quiet. Be like, I'll be saying hello.
I sure would like to. I'm gonna go and find something to do tomorrow.
So, so transitional words and transitional phrases and time frames. I don't know what they mean by time frames. I could say use of transitions for sure. I don't know what they mean by time frames. So I'll just say use of transitions for now. Let's just keep it as use of transitions.
You mean time, but wouldn't time frames be similar to like flashbacks, like where they show you where they go back and forth with this, they show you they going before the slavery and after slavery? Wouldn't that be like transition into showing you that? Or I'm just...
I guess so.
That what I was thinking.
I asking you, I don't know.
I mean, time frames, the word is clear. Time frames, like, I just never saw that as a device before.
I think of that, but didn't we do one with flashback or something like that?
That's why I was comparing it to that. If it's similar.
Yeah.
Probably another word for that.
What's a flashback? I don't know what a flashback. When I think about time frames, I'm thinking about...
Probably use the transitional words to show that they going from before and after, like showing you that they're bouncing from
one to another.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense for you. It does.
I could be crazy for that.
Yeah, go
ahead. Really? I am too black for this.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, see.
He did not say that. All right, so this is just a note. This is not a note for y'all, but it's note to markers. I just giving y'all the idea of what they give us. They say in the note to markers that this is not. Would you believe it or not? This is not. Sorry, this list is not what? Inclusive. Please reward candidates who give credible techniques.
So it could be more than.
Yeah. So what's the takeaway from this? Once you have a technique and could support it using evidence from the passage, it will work. All right? Once you have a technique and could support it using evidence from the passage, it can work. Because the examiners, even though we make the mark schemes sometimes, and that's the reason why I hate language. I love math so much more. But sometimes a candidate could establish a technique that we didn't even think about. And then when we see it, then we add it to the mark scheme. So yeah, if you have an idea that makes sense, that is applicable, then use it.
Quick question, Mr. Petit. For the listening examination where they have the techniques and you said that we'd use these, how would you cause like you're basically, there's a passage like in front of you, so how would you remember like these are the techniques they use, if you know what I mean?
I understand. The first thing is take good notes. Take real good notes when it comes to listening. Right?
So just don't focus on details, focus on like basically everything.
Focus on everything. So when I say take real good notes, because boy, take real good notes. Because and also when they give you all the space to, because what they do is they give you the opportunity to listen to it without writing anything, and then listen to it with writing, and then at that moment you could they'll have some questions in front of you whereby you could fill that out as a part of note taking. Please fill that out as much as possible. That really helps to answer the questions. Yeah. That's the first thing. Take good notes. The second thing is listen to the people when they're talking, and also get a good understanding of and feeling of the 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 story itself. So like understand what's being talked about, because the more you understand it, the better you are able to answer the question. So sometimes even when you're answering them, you can answer stuff out of your head too, because you understand what the general theme is. Now, mind you, some questions are specific, like you need to use specific answers, and then other questions are more um like from what they say, what you get from it, right? And one thing about language, and I wish we could get into this. We can't get into this tonight. We have 8 minutes? No, I ain't gonna do that. Like next time we come, I'm gonna show you the actual guide, so you could see. They do not like when you just lift from the passage and don't explain. That means that all you could do is is repeat what the author say and don't explain. They don't like that. So you need to, one thing, like they always say, put in your own words, put in your own words, put in your own words. Please, even though you quote from the passage, which you must, please quote from the passage. But also explain what the author means by that. Explain the fact. Explain what the metaphors mean. Explain in your own words what you get from it. Because one thing they like hearing what you say and how you think. To understand what's going on in the passage and not merely copy and paste. So make sure that you do that. Okay. So that being said, we're gonna bring it to the close. What I wanted y'all to do is I want y'all to do for homework. I want you to do what's this essay? I want us to move on to the next passage. And I want us to this technological freedom. I want you to do question the first question number 3. All right, the one was for 12 points. Do that. Okay, do that. And then we'll go over it. If you want to, you could do number 4 too. But that isn't, we won't be looking at number 4 until the classes. Okay?
This is due on Monday?
Monday. So do number 3. Okay? Based on information presented in the passage, explain the conclusions that could be drawn about the distinct ways in which people's lifestyles are different. All right, so do it for me, please. And then when we come back, I would have to give you all some more criteria for question number 2. Not more criteria, just because I just listed it, right? Like I just listed the answers. So you might not understand like how you actually supposed to do it. So when we meet next time, I'm going to show you what they actually want you to do with this list. Okay? And how you would be marked based on that. Okay, so do this. Do number 3. Excuse me. But if you have time, you could do number 4 because I'm going to give you number 4 homework anyway. So. Yeah, please do that. I wonder. We didn't do. Wow, that's crazy. You know we didn't do. I didn't even know. Okay. We didn't.
No, he remembered something.
We didn't do number 1.
Time we on?
We did number 2.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
What is it?
We didn't do number 1.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
It shouldn't be as much points as the next one, right?
Number one is. We can come after number 1. But number 1 is so straightforward. You just say, give an account of the response of the slaves, tracing their behavior from the time they heard about the rumors until a short while after it was granted. Come on, we have to go over that.
No, sir.
That's homework, or I confused now. Is that homework or is the other one?
I'm saying, like, do we have to? Like, is that or that or?
If you understand the question, because we already went over the paragraph, the essay, so once you understand the question, I think it'll be alright.
It just say give an account of the response of the slave, tracing their behavior from the time they heard the rumors of freedom until a short while after it was granted. So this is straightforward.
So that means like their reactions, right? How they felt and what was going on around them.
Yeah, just what they did. That's what they did. We could do that some other time. I don't know. God, that's pretty easy, man. But we could do that some other time. I think number two was definitely needed. We needed to do the techniques for sure. Like, you can't go into the exam not knowing the techniques. This one is basically like a summary of what they did. Just basically going in the passage, figuring what they did, saying what they did. Pretty straightforward. Number two is critical thinking. So it still holds. Do number 3 for homework, and we will definitely deal with that tomorrow. Based on the information presented in the passage, explain the conclusions that could be drawn about the distinct ways in which people's lifestyles were different and or even limited before our society became highly a technological one.
Listen to you say tomorrow. We have line tomorrow.
Not tomorrow. I meant Monday. All right. By the way, we do have class next week. No holiday break type, whatever type they trying to think.
Yay!
Class next week.
Yay!
Yes.
Oh.
Y'all need to throw off y'all masks. Remember the masks in this passage? All right. So with that being said, any questions before we go?
How was your day?
You use for real class next week though?
Say it again.
Class next week for real?
Yes, Miss Cooper, for the 100th time.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.